first thing I'd recommend, if you want to be really, really present with someone, is to have a clean soul. Yeah? So you've noticed, man, if you've eaten tons of food or you haven't taken good care of yourself and you don't really feel very clean, it's hard to be present. It's hard to break through. It's hard to get good concentration, right? Because presence is all about focus and sharpness and concentration. Being here, being grounded. Good cleanliness of the mind and body leads to presence. Presence is easy when you are spiritually clean. Yeah? So just begin by respecting yourself and honoring your health. Good health, good consciousness. Yeah? Okay. That's the first thing. The second thing, to be really present with someone else, is what I would call dropping in to the conversation. So I want you to notice that when you're speaking to someone, your attention can be kind of like over here, over there, over there. You know what you want to do? You want to deliberately have this moment where you're like, let me just drop into the conversation right now. Once you've dropped in to the conversation, now you can start really being present. The next thing that I would recommend to be really present with someone is to lock in on them. So you're clean, you've dropped in, and now you want to lock in. And you want to narrow your attention, super focused on them. You're locked in. And again, your attention is narrowed. So you're present at this point, right? But it goes deeper. Yeah. So what I want you to do next is imagine that you're like a camera. And I want you to change your depth of field to become shallow depth of field. So, what this looks like, man, is like the background is blurry. And the subject, the person you're speaking to, is just like crystal clear. You're pulling your focus to be totally on them. The next thing is a technique. It's called only they exist. Yeah, which is very similar to what we were just saying about how like the background is blurry. Right, the reason this is kind of trippy, at least in my experience, is literally in your experience of reality, nothing else is happening other than them. And I'm not kidding, man. You can have awakenings just in listening to people. I have a friend, and it's crazy trippy, this man. He's a very awake guy. And I was really listening to him. And he was actually telling me about how sort of awake he was and how aware he was of his own sort of certain things that were happening for him, like God realizations and things like that. And as I was so locked in onto him, and he was telling me all this spiritual stuff that he was experiencing, I was like, oh my God, dude, I'm so aware right now of like how you're the only thing that exists and you're the universe telling me that you know that you're that you're the universe. Oh my God, So this stuff becomes very spiritual. And if you're curious, man, the reason why it's so spiritual for you is because your literal direct experience of reality, it becomes absolute. So when I say only they exist, I'm not kidding, man. And it's so hard to imagine this other than to have it yourself and to really get it. But only they exist. So when you're speaking to the person, that's it. That's all that's going on in the universe. When you experience reality as absolute, it basically how it feels is like you are directly aware of how there's nothing else that's going on in the entire universe other than what's immediately true for you. So you can be listening to someone and you can be literally having awakenings because you're so present with them that you realize that like you hit the rock bottom of reality. It's here. It's right now. And you finally start to get what spiritual teachers mean when they say, be here now and it's just the present moment and, look in front of you, there's God or whatever else. It's because it's freaking true, man. Because it's just God. It's just reality. And finally, your mind has quietened all the way down And inwardly is silence. And you're finally with it. And you're like, ah, man. Right, so this is the present moment. And this is being present with someone. Ah, man. The next thing that I would invite you to do, to be really present with the person that you're with, is I would invite you to be with their energy. So I've noticed this a lot in the past few years. When you speak with someone, what's happening is an exchange of energy. What's far more important to you when you're listening to them is the subtlety of their energy, the feeling of their energy, how they feel to you, what's their vibe like. Their words, they might be meaningful to you or they might not, but what you can't help but pick up on and feel is them. They are their energy. And so what I invite you to do is, yes, listen to their words, hear them, but really to hear them, you want to be with their energy, feel them, Don't overcomplicate this. It's very simple, actually, man. It's very simple, very intuitive. If you're doing this correctly, man, your intuition will do it on its own. You just got to be silent. A lot of all of this, by the way, man, it's just being silent in here. And then that's reflected outwardly as well. So you are completely silent. And there's harmony in your experience because you're inwardly silent, you're outwardly silent, you're present, you're focused, you're locked in. And you can be with them. And again, as I said, they are their energy, their essence, their spirit. Their spirit is found within their energy, not necessarily their words. So tune into that. And then when you are really listening to them from that place, then you are present with them and you know it. And even the thought, I am present with them, drops away. And you're just finally present. And it feels really good. You know why it feels so good as well? Is because in life in general, you just want to be present. That's what you want. And so this is a gateway. Right, so I've learned to love being with people and speaking to people. I used to kind of avoid it and hate it because it was too, truthful. I used to be awkward or whatever. I used to not like eye contact. Now, I love it. And if anything, I have more to let go of in terms of me just doing that more and more and more. Because I realize it's freedom and it's safe and it's peaceful. Which is why I try and do it more and more. And I recommend that you do it more as well. There's one more thing that I would recommend that you try. And that is something called genuine curiosity. So, when you're listening to someone, you don't really give a fuck about what they're saying. You can, if you want to, become genuinely curious about what they're saying. And now, you're actually, weirdly, automatically more present with them. Because you genuinely care about what they're saying. And it makes the whole thing way easier. And sometimes if you can't really remember, or do I need to drop in right now? Do I need to lock in? Can't remember all that stuff. You just be genuinely curious and everything kind of takes care of itself. Because what is genuine curiosity? It's an authentic interest in reality. Reality being the person in front of you. You're genuinely interested in it. It's genuine. It's truthful. So that is what I would recommend to help you be really present with someone. Yeah. Good luck with doing this work. Because presence is where it's at. And once you can start to do this, and really it's not doing all the other crap that you were doing, you can just enjoy being with people. And it's really fulfilling and it's really satisfying. And yeah, you'll really like it. So, my friend, we're going to call things there. Take care. Lots of love. And as always, man, peace.